Well, hi there. We are ahead of schedule in terms of the lectures. You've got, in this class, we've got lectures, we've got the interactive homeworks, you've got some discussion groups, we've got assignments. There's enough stuff going on. I mean, being ahead in the lectures is a good thing. So this is where we're at. This actually is lecture number 10 out of 20. So half of the lectures are done. And the lectures are at a kind of higher level. You've got your interactive homeworks that are details in SQL, how it works. You've got stuff that you're installing. We've got some stuff coming up on projects. And there's going to be a lot of walkthrough of how you build a project using a database. That's going to be, things that are coming up after this midterm. And some of those lectures will actually be out before midterm, even though you may not need them until well after midterm. That gives you a little bit of extra time. Now, along with a little bit of extra time, the midterm is going to be a take-home. Okay? You will have about a week to do it. Okay? Actually, probably more like, 10 days to do it. I will send it out 10 days ahead of when it is due. It will be due on the 10th of next month. And it's 250 points. There are 5 questions. So it's not long. It should not take you forever. Kind of the rules for doing this is a take-home. It is open book, open notes. You're more than welcome to go back to the interactive homeworks. You are more than welcome to use Google to hunt things down if you don't understand it. I mean, this is go and do these questions, come up with answers. This will be put in as an assignment so that you can upload your answers. So, write down your answers. Okay, there's going to be code involved. But write it, test your answers in PSQL. You should have the database installed. You should be able to take the data, load it, run stuff, and test your answers before you turn it in. So, 5 questions. Now, we're going to kind of walk through what those questions are going to be now in the review. If you have questions about this, if you are not understanding, if this seems too difficult, this gives you time to be able to see this and say, hey, explain to me how this works before the test comes out. Okay, you can ask after the test comes out too. But this gives you a chance to ask. Okay, if you're not understanding it, say, hey, explain this. Get in office hours and bug me and ask questions. That's what I'm there for. So this is not some timed race to try to get to see if in this little block of time, can you write down this stuff really, really fast? It's not like that. Okay? I will guarantee you at least a week to do it, although I think you will have 10 days. I'm sitting here with the test already, and this is way more. This is almost 20 days out, so I think you'll get all of it. I am having 2 other people that I know, actually go through and take the test before you get it to make certain that, I'm giving you the right information, that I've tested the test, that it actually works. So that's why, although I have it completed today, I'm not sending it out for a few days. I'm waiting for them to actually do it. So that is kind of the high-level overview picture. I did mention that I will have lectures out on stuff that is after the test, but the material covered in this test is really in the textbook. We have chapters 1 through 5, I think. I'm double checking right at this very instant, as you can see. Okay. Actually, 1 through 6. Although I have not done a great deal of stuff with math and statistics in SQL. That's chapter 5. There will be a question that involves taking averages of stuff and summing stuff up. There will be a question on joins between tables. There will be a question on importing and exporting data from the database. So that's chapters 4, 5, and 6. Each get 1 question. The question that has the big points out of this, 100 points, is to take an entity relationship diagram and be able to turn this entity relationship diagram into the actual tables that you would use. Where you're creating tables based on these columns, like this is column A and it's an integer, and over here is column B and it's a varchar, a text. Okay, so I will give you this diagram, and you need to create these columns, create the foreign key relationship, create the indexes, the primary keys, and turn in the .sql. So this is 100 points of it, is taking this diagram, building the model. There will be 4 or 5 tables in the model. This shouldn't be something that takes you more than, 20 minutes to read it. You're going to understand it. You're going to go through, build this data model. Okay? Part of the reason why this is important is because you need to be able to take one of these for your future assignments and create the data model that's associated with the assignment so that you can do the assignment. Now, 250 points. Okay, the final, when we get to it here in a few months, is 250 points. So overall, that's 500 points. Your interactive homework is 500 points, and your assignments. Okay, so the tests are a small piece of this class. They are not, 60% of my grade comes from my test. If I don't pass my test, I failed the class. That is not the case here. If you miss a few points on this, you will survive. It will not ruin your grade for the semester. But on the other hand, this is a take-home, and you ought to do really well. Now, the fact that the final is only 250 points also, and you're getting all these other points plus a bunch for the assignments, I don't remember exactly how many at the moment. You can look in the syllabus. That should tell you something about getting 90% in the class to get an A, means that you can probably get an A before you ever get to the final. And then all you have to do on the final is sign your name, mail it back in, and you are done. And last semester when I taught classes, I had maybe 10% of the people that were in that position. And, there were other people that, 250 point final, and they needed 20 points. Okay? Answer 2 questions. You're not under stress. It's the end of the semester. You're happy. You're relaxed. It's no big deal. So making the tests not worth too much, and making the homeworks and things that you can work on worth most of the class. Now, that also means that when you get to the assignments, okay, whatever points they're worth, they are really critical to your grade to do them and get them to work, because that's where most of your semester grade comes from. Now, I mentioned we're going to have an entity relationship diagram. I'm actually going to walk through some stuff on entity relationship diagrams and what they look like, how they work, and I'm going to walk through the other questions that we have on the test, since I have, yes, a midterm here in my hands.